Hey Steelers Nation, we are diving straight into the latest developments surrounding our Pittsburgh Steelers. And let me tell you, there's a lot to unpack. The season has been a whirlwind, and some of the decisions on offense have left fans scratching their heads, especially when it comes to the way certain key players have been utilized. Take Pat Freiermuth, for example. This guy has quietly established himself as one of the most reliable weapons on the roster. Yet his opportunities to make an impact have been strangely limited at times. Looking back over 12 games, Freiermuth has managed 26 catches on 32 targets, racking up 298 yards. That may not touch DK Metcalf's 605 yards, but places him firmly second among all players on the team, no matter the position. For touchdowns, a long reception of 68 yards that still echoes in memory, and 151 yards after the catch on those 26 receptions are numbers that speak volumes about his abilities. 12 of those catches converted first downs, a testament to his reliability in clutch situations. Yet, despite these clear contributions, there are moments when it feels like he's been erased from his own offense, sidelined by decisions that are often hard to decode, whether from Arthur Smith's strategic calls or Mike Tomlin's overarching game plans. The distinction between offense and defense, the nuance of snap counts and target distribution, sometimes blurs in ways that leave even seasoned fans scratching their heads. This past Sunday against the Buffalo Bills, for instance, highlighted the frustrating inconsistencies that have emerged this season. The Steelers needed offensive production desperately, especially first downs and critical gains over the middle of the field, yet Freiermuth saw the field for only 17 snaps and was targeted 0 times. 0. That is not a misprint. 17 plays, not a single pass thrown his way. Observing this unfold in real time made it painfully clear that something within the offensive strategy was misaligned. When asked about it afterward, Freiermuth maintained his composure, emphasizing his trust in Arthur Smith and his commitment to understanding his role within the team. He spoke with the kind of calm professionalism that has become his trademark, acknowledging the frustration but expressing confidence that his role would evolve and that he would continue to contribute where needed. That kind of mindset is crucial, especially in a season that has thrown so many unpredictable twists and moments of sheer bewilderment at the team and its supporters. Reflecting on the broader picture, there have been numerous decisions over the course of the 2025 season that have made fans question the logic behind them. From special teams choices, like Caleb Johnson's deployment as a kick returner, to the intricate maneuvers on offense and defense, the Steelers have delivered moments of brilliance, but also stretches of puzzling inaction. Pat Freiermuth's limited usage in certain games stands out as one of those head-scratching scenarios. Comparisons to previous roster moves, like the trade that brought Jonnu Smith over from Miami, highlight just how complex and sometimes contradictory personnel decisions can be. Smith arrived with a reputation for versatility and reliability, having posted 88 catches in his previous season, with 53 of those moving the chains. The anticipation was that he would provide a multifaceted threat, someone who could line up in multiple positions and offer unpredictable options, particularly in the running game. Yet, despite his skills and prior success, the anticipated deployment that would make him a central piece of the offense has largely failed to materialize. Even last Sunday, he ran a misaligned route in the end zone, missing what could have been a straightforward touchdown and drawing public criticism from teammates. Meanwhile, Freiermuth, the player most suited to execute these high-leverage plays, remained underutilized, a stark contrast to the potential he clearly possesses. The story of missed opportunities extends beyond individual plays to the broader philosophy of the team's offensive approach. When the Steelers rely on tight ends, the success of those players in converting first downs and producing yardage over the middle is essential. Freiermuth has repeatedly shown that he can fulfill this role, yet the hesitation to consistently integrate him into the game plan raises questions about strategic coherence. Observing a route that Freiermuth has perfected in practice for years being given to Darnell Washington, who is not as accustomed to it, highlights the tension between coaching decisions and player strengths. Washington, while talented, struggled to make the play, standing flat-foot as the ball arrived and allowing for an easy interception. It is not only a missed opportunity for a touchdown, but also a demonstration of how misalignments in decision-making can undermine the team's offensive rhythm. Freiermuth's absence in that scenario is a glaring example of the disconnect between what the offense needs and how it is being executed on the field. Even as we dissect these individual moments, it is important to recognize that some roster decisions have been misinterpreted by fans and critics alike. The narrative that the Steelers are chasing aging stars is not entirely accurate. Players like Russell Wilson, Darius Slay, Pat Peterson, and Adam Thielen bring context to these acquisitions that goes beyond nostalgia. Each signing came with situational reasoning. Wilson's presence addressed a perceived gap at quarterback. Thielen's late-season arrival offered the team an immediate contributor who already had a working relationship with the quarterback, and other acquisitions were often strategic, last-minute moves designed to fill specific needs. The pattern that some see as chasing old players is often, in reality, a combination of opportunity, timing, and relationship-based decision-making. Thielen, for instance, sought a new opportunity as the Vikings' season stagnated, and his arrival in Pittsburgh was mutually beneficial, though it certainly stirred speculation about whether he represented yet another nostalgic acquisition or a strategic fit to bolster the offense. Understanding these dynamics is key to separating perception from reality, especially in a season where every move seems magnified and every choice scrutinized through the lens of results that have not always met expectations. As we continue to analyze the Steelers' 2025 season, it becomes clear that many decisions are layered and cannot be reduced to simple narratives of mismanagement or favoritism toward older players. The utilization of tight ends, the timing of specific routes, and the integration of new acquisitions are all factors that interact in complex ways. Freiermuth's underutilization, Smith's missed opportunities, and Thielen's strategic fit are threads in a larger tapestry that defines the current state of the Steelers' offense. These are not isolated incidents, but rather reflections of broader tendencies in play calling, snap management, and game day strategy. When you look at the numbers, the routes run, and the interactions between quarterbacks and receivers, a pattern emerges. One of untapped potential and cautious experimentation that, while occasionally frustrating, also underscores the challenges of managing a roster with high expectations and variable performance. Steelers Nation deserves to see these nuances because they illuminate why certain plays succeed, why others falter, and how the balance between talent and strategy shapes the outcomes we witness every Sunday. One of the recurring threads is the perception that Pittsburgh has been pursuing big-name or aging stars in hopes of quick fix. People immediately think of Russell Wilson, Darius Slay, Pat Peterson, and now Adam Thielen. On the surface, it's easy to call it a nostalgia move, a team chasing players past their prime. But when you dig into the context, it's much more nuanced than that. Russell Wilson, for instance, came into a scenario where the Steelers did not feel they had a ready-made quarterback for 2025. It wasn't about chasing the old guy for sentimental reasons. It was a strategic decision born out of necessity. Wilson brought experience, stability, and a skill set that could immediately be integrated into the offense, even if it was for a season with uncertainty about the long-term quarterback plan. The same goes for Adam Thielen, who arrived in December after deciding that his final season in Minnesota wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't pursued at great cost. He wasn't a headline trade or a dramatic acquisition. Thielen and the team both agreed to a short-term fit that leveraged his familiarity with the quarterback, the system, and his ability to contribute in high-leverage situations right away. The narrative that these are purely nostalgia moves doesn't hold up when you consider timing, relationships, and situational value. Looking specifically at Pat Freiermuth again, his role and potential are central to understanding the Steelers' offensive puzzle. Freiermuth has proven he can make first downs, generate yards after the catch, and create scoring opportunities. When he is on the field, he is a consistent performer, yet the coaching staff's deployment decisions have left many scratching their heads. There are routes he has mastered over years of practice, patterns ingrained through training camp, and yet in critical moments, those opportunities are handed to other players who are less familiar or less suited to execute them. The contrast between the potential of Freiermuth and the choices made on the field underscores a recurring tension in the Steelers' offensive strategy. This isn't just about statistics or box scores. It's about maximizing talent and aligning strategy with the players best equipped to succeed. Freiermuth's presence in these moments often seems understated, almost as if the system has not fully adapted to the strengths he offers, and the results on the field reflect that underutilization. Jonnu Smith's situation parallels some of these issues, though in a different way. When he arrived from Miami, expectations were high. He was supposed to be a versatile, unpredictable threat who could line up in multiple positions and create mismatches across the field. However, the execution has been inconsistent. Routes have been run incorrectly, opportunities missed, and moments that should have been straightforward have sometimes resulted in turnovers or incomplete passes. Smith's experience and history with Arthur Smith suggest he should have been ready for the transition. Yet the season has shown that even the most talented players can struggle when integration, timing, and communication do not fully align. Watching a player with a proven track record fail to reach the expected level of production is frustrating for fans, especially when they see another player, like Freiermuth, whose skill set aligns more closely with immediate needs, being left underutilized. Looking at the bigger picture, the Steelers' 2025 season is marked by moments of brilliance, surprising lapses, and strategic decisions that often defy simple explanation. The use of tight ends like Freiermuth, the integration of new arrivals like Thielen and Smith, and the nuanced decisions surrounding snap counts and target allocation all interact to create a complex narrative. Fans may see frustration, but there is also a pattern of calculated risk, experimentation, and situational optimization that, when understood fully, reveals a team navigating the challenges of a highly competitive league. Every decision, from the deployment of a tight end on a critical third down to the acquisition of a veteran receiver late in the season, is layered with context, strategy, and potential impact. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling across the league, and insiders are buzzing with what could be one of the most shocking moves of the season. Patrick Surtain II is reportedly set to join the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the implication for their defense are nothing short of seismic. Known for his lockdown coverage and rare combination of speed and instincts, Surtain has long been regarded as one of the premier cornerbacks in the league, and whispers suggest that his arrival could instantly elevate the Steelers' secondary into elite territory. Sources close to team management hint that the front office has been quietly plotting this move for months, targeting Surtain as the missing piece to a defensive puzzle that has struggled to contain big plays in recent campaigns. Steelers fans are already buzzing online, speculating how the talented cornerback could mesh with the existing defensive backs and transform a unit that has been solid but far from feared. Observers point out that pairing Surtain with the team's current starters could create one of the most physically imposing and technically sound secondaries in the NFL, capable of shutting down even the league's most explosive passing attacks. League insiders also note that Surtain's football IQ is off the charts. He's not just a physical specimen. His ability to read quarterbacks, anticipate routes, and react instinctively to offensive schemes could give the Steelers a level of strategic flexibility that few teams enjoy. Coaches reportedly see him as a cornerstone, someone who can mentor younger players while simultaneously elevating the performance of veterans around him. If these rumors hold true, the Steelers' defensive coordinator may have the tools to implement schemes that were previously out of reach, turning an average secondary into a fearsome, turnover-generating force. While nothing is official, the chatter is impossible to ignore. Analysts are already debating how Surtain's presence could shift the balance of power in the division, with opponents suddenly forced to reconsider their aerial strategies. The idea of a Steelers secondary with Surtain at the helm has sparked imagination and excitement, and fans are eagerly waiting for confirmation. If this move comes to fruition, it won't just be a signing. It will be a statement, a declaration that Pittsburgh is serious about dominating defensively and turning heads across the league. Until the ink is dry, though, it remains tantalizing speculation, a rumor that has ignited discussion from the locker room to sports talk shows nationwide. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.